Watch this. That is a brand new AI conversation. I opened it 30 seconds before I hit record. No history, no summary, no pasted notes. It has never spoken to me in its life. I asked it what I'm working on, and it answered. Not just the facts. It knew a decision I made. It knew why I made it. It knew what to do next. You're going to read every word of that answer in about 2 minutes. Every new AI conversation is supposed to begin with a stranger. I stopped accepting that. So here's the next 6 minutes, a brand new AI, given nothing. And when we run the real test, you'll see the entire thing, from the empty conversation to the answer. No hidden setup. It tells me what I built, what broke, what I decided, why, and what comes next. And at the end, I'll answer the question in the title. Did I actually bring this thing to life? And the honest answer is not the one you're expecting. First, why should that be impossible? A lot of people say they've built a brain for AI. Look closer. Most of them built storage, documents, notes, summaries, context files. And I want to be fair, that stuff is useful, but it's not memory, because you're still the one doing the remembering. You explain what matters again. You remind it what changed again. You reteach it last week's decision again. Every new chat, you walk in carrying the boxes. That's the part nobody says out loud. The AI is not carrying the relationship, you are. And the moment you stop, the whole thing forgets you ever existed. That is not a brain, that's a filing cabinet with good lighting. I didn't want a better filing cabinet. Here's what I did instead. I wanted out of the job entirely. I wanted the AI to recover its own working history. What happened? What changed? What's still true? What got corrected? What was decided and why? Any AI that connects to this brain can recover the working history the others left behind. It remembers, it adapts, it corrects itself, it grows. Big claims, so let's stop talking. Today you watch it do the first one. Today you watch it remember. So no summary, no history, no priming. One thing before I type, because I want you to hold me to it, nothing you're about to see is scripted. I've not preloaded this chat. I do not know exactly what it will say. If it fails, you're going to watch it fail. One brand new conversation, one question. Let's find out if I actually brought this thing to life. Brand new conversation. You can see it. Nothing here. Watch. I chose a random subject on something I worked on a few weeks ago. What did I decide about whether shore power or the inverter should have priority in my RV? Why did I decide it? And what was my next step? And there it is. Stop for a second, look at what just happened. It didn't look anything up in a document I wrote. It remembered a decision. It knew what I chose. It knew why I chose it. It knew what the last attempt looked like from the outside and what actually made it fail. And it knew what comes next. I never told this conversation any of that. I opened it 30 seconds ago. That's the difference. I didn't give the AI better notes. I fired myself from the job of being its memory. The brain remembered the work. The brain remembered the decision. The brain remembered why. For the first time, I was not the memory. It was. It's alive. Okay, the question in the title. I promised you an honest answer. Here it is. And the first half is no. Did I bring AI to life? Not the way the movies mean it. It's not conscious, no soul, no heartbeat. I'm not claiming that. And you should be suspicious of anyone that does. But here's the part that surprised even me. I took something that forgets everything the moment you close the tab and gave it memory that persists, decisions that carry forward, corrections that replace what is no longer true, a working relationship that survives the model that started it. So no, it's not conscious. This isn't what I mean by alive. I mean, it remembers what happened, it carries decision forward, It survives the conversations that created it, and this was only the first proof. I built a living brain for AI. Today you watched it, remember. Next video, two completely different AIs, different companies, different models, working from the same brain. And after that, the harder one. I'm going to show you what happens when the brain is wrong and it has to correct itself in front of you. Because remembering is only the first proof. If you want to see whether this survives those, comment, like, and subscribe. There's a lot more to this story.